morning, everybody. Now, if I sound a little nasally, pardon me, I've got a cold, but it's okay. We've got to power through because this episode is a fun one. We're talking about a subject that I'm really excited about and have been for a while now, photography. And I've got 3 different photographers, and we're going to dive into their world and get to learn a little bit of a few tips from them as well. Now, I have to tell you where we are also, because it's one of the most iconic places in town. And if you can see the tiles behind me, you probably recognize where exactly we are. We are at the iconic Snow Cream. I'm telling you, I've heard so many stories from my parents when they used to come here on dates, and finally I get to come and see what it's all about. And I've got Nigel Akala here with me, who's a photographer and content creator. Yeah. Welcome, Nigel.
Thank you.
So glad that we could have it's almost like our first photography date at the most iconic place in town. Yeah. So I have to ask about your photography journey. When did you start picking up the camera and being more interested in, photos and trying to bring these images to life?
Picking up the camera, probably 10 years old. I'm like the second born. So, the second one is one of those kids who are given every electronic. Seriously, 16 about.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked up, my first camera was a gift from my dad actually.
At 16?
At 16.
Oh, you're so lucky. I had to buy my first saved for months.
It was one of those point and shoots, the cute ones.
Oh. So I can see you obviously don't have a point and shoot. It's like a fancy DSLR, Canon 5D with what kind
17 to 40.
17 to 40?
Yeah.
So when did you start to upgrade and be like, okay, I'm going to invest in this?
When I was 17.
17?
Yeah.
Do you mind me asking how old you are? Or how long
how long have you shooting?
Yeah, how long
I'm 21 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so interesting to me to see and to know, because I've been of course looking at your Instagram page, to see the kind of growth that one has in that kind of time span. So what was your first love when it came to photography? What did you find yourself shooting?
Concerts.
Concerts?
Yeah. Concerts have been my love for a long time.
Okay.
Portraiture, street work, mostly natural light, and food.
And food.
Food mostly.
Right.
Yeah, I like eating, so food that just comes naturally,
Okay, since you like to eat. I also saw that you do sports as well.
Sports.
Yeah. So what is it about concerts and sports that you like?
One, I don't have to direct the person. It's mostly based on naturality. The person is in his element and my element as well, so we kind of connect from there.
Okay.
The sport, I play sports. I'm a swimmer. I played football in high school and basketball, so it's mostly stuff that I picked up along the way.
All right.
And also we never used to have photographers during the day, so I kind of know what exactly we wanted when we were playing.
Say that again. You never used to have
photographers as we played sports.
Played.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know exactly what we wanted. So it's stuff that I connect with as well.
Yeah. What I like about both the concerts and the sports is that there's an element of movement and action.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, you're not directing the person. They're in their element. And when you're, at a concert or in the midst of getting into that dive or whether it's playing football, you are connected almost spiritually to something that's higher than you. So I can only imagine capturing those moments. It's just
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That everything has come together. So where did you get your training from?
YouTube.
YouTube kid.
I was taught by a friend of mine. His name is Biko.
Okay.
Yeah. Boniface Mwangi. Yeah, stuff that I picked up along the way.
Right, so you had some iconic mentors.
Some iconic mentors,
Nice.
Instagram,
And Instagram?
Yeah.
Wait, Instagram taught you as well?
Like to pick up stuff off Instagram.
What?
Interesting.
So I'm also a YouTube child to some degree. And I mean, I've had a camera and I sort of tried to learn, but at some point I was like, there's too many apertures and f-stops and why can't I just pick it up and bring it to life?
Yeah.
So take me through the editing of it. Is that something that you also had to get training? Because I know it's one thing to capture, it's another to bring out whether it's the colors or the shading or.
So editing is based mostly on my mood.
Okay.
What exactly I was shooting, what I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
So from the camera, it's how I shot exactly would be what the edit would look like.
Okay.
So happy feelings, sad feelings, emotional feelings would mostly come out in the editing.
Yeah.
So it's editing. It's really light, but it's
Okay.
based mostly on moods.
Yeah, I noticed as well, and I was going through your Instagram, that there's a softness to it.
Yeah.
There's like a gentleness to it, how you, whether it's like portraits or even
Yeah.
the action shots,
Yeah.
or even how you edited it. It just
Yeah.
feels very like, I think the word that came to mind was like gentle and soft.
Yeah.
Right, so let's get into indoor photography, which is
Yeah.
why we came to
Yeah.
Snow Cream in the
Yeah.
first place. What tips do you have when it comes to shooting, in a place like this? How do you bring these pictures to life?
One, you have to connect to the place.
Okay.
So it's mostly based on what you feel when you go to the place.
Okay. All right. So if we were to then I'm going to ask that we put it into practice so that
Yeah.
we really are getting, because after this I'm going to be like coming after you, all you photographers. So if I was to think about connecting with the place, for instance, I really like the sign,
Yeah.
please pay
Pay
here
first.
first.
Yeah.
Please pay here first. And I think to me it has this like old, kind of like cowboy feel. Like that's
Yeah.
one thing I'd be like, oh, that's, by the way, Snow Cream has been around since the 50s.
Yeah.
The 50s. And of course the iconic tile, to
Yeah.
me that's what stands out. So
Yeah.
is that enough when it
Yeah.
comes to connecting? Or
That's
what?
perfect.
Yeah.
It's also all our parents went here, so it has like that
Yeah,
old feeling.
retro feel.
Yeah. So it's mostly like how the surrounding is and what the surrounding meant to you at the time.
Okay.
That's what is shot this
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is connect with the place that you're in. What's
Yeah.
the second tip you have?
Love what you're doing.
Okay.
If you love it, then it fits to you.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't fit to you, then it never work. I mean, no one else will love it. You have to love it first.
Okay, I get it,
Yeah.
because it's almost
has-
like
it's yours.
Yeah, art is also like a form of. I've heard it described like this, and I thought it rang so true to
Yeah.
me. But they describe art as a form of worship almost, and
Yeah.
so it's almost like, do you feel
Should
this
you
in
fe-
your core that it's right?
Yeah.
Or that it makes sense or speaks true to you?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about technical tips? What would you say? Should you bring? Should you have flash? Should you not have flash? How do you bring that?
Well, I always talked without flash.
Okay.
Yeah, majority of my photography life has been without flash.
Okay.
So if you know your camera, then you know how you play with your lenses, how you play with settings on your camera, which is
Okay.
the perfect.
But essentially it's without flash.
Yeah.
So let's put to test your skills.
Yeah.
If that's okay. And then
Yeah.
I can ask you about more technical stuff. I'm going to ask Alice. Alice, can I please have a chocolate sundae with some sprinkles on top? Colored sprinkle. For the photo. Do you sometimes do that? Do you just order something for the photo?
A lot of the times.
I do too. I'm like, all right, everybody, so I'm gonna need everyone to order something different
For the- yeah.
because this photo, we can't just have chips and burgers in the same photo. So I'm like,
We have a rule.
this,
We actually have a rule. If we go out, we can't order the same thing. Then what's the point?
so funny how like you end up thinking about the art more
Yeah.
so than anything else.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, wait. First of all, I see the ice cream. Thank you so much, Alice. I can't even eat this because I have this flu, this cold.
Well, more for us.
Yeah, well, for you actually. Okay, so let's dive into the photography of it.
Right.
How would you style this or get this shot?
Can we do away with the plate?
Okay, I was gonna say the same thing.
Okay.
Amazing. Do away with the plate.
Okay, we just need one serviette, maybe.
Okay, just one.
So it's like lines of symmetry. You probably wouldn't notice on like a normal person looking, but the lines of symmetry and the ice cream, yeah?
No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I feel like Instagram has forced me to like
for
have
everyone to-
some kind of photographer, but nowhere near your skill level.
So you get straight on, above,
Okay.
and then like
Oh,
up
so you
an
do
angle.
different angles.
Different
So
angles, yeah.
straight on,
Yeah.
above.
And then,
Ooh, I like the above.
Yeah.
I like up here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then at an angle. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna step down and get a
Okay.
little bit out of your way, and then as you shoot, if you don't mind, I'll just keep asking you like what you're
Okay.
doing. Okay.
so I just have to look at the light first. Okay.
And of course, you're not doing it without the flash. I prefer without flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels more natural.
Yeah. Okay. So if you see
Ooh.
So change.
Okay. All right. So what are you doing now? You're trying to get what?
The focus, right?
The focus. Okay.
Yeah. If you see the lines in the middle,
Yeah.
that's what leads.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So that's done.
Yeah. All right.
So that's straight on. As you keep moving, then you see it differently.
Yeah. Okay.
Above.
Oh, above. I've got to ask you. Have you ever stepped on a stool?
Yeah, I've
On
been
a
kicked
chair?
out of Java actually.
Wait, you've been kicked out of Java?
Yeah, for stepping on the stairs. After we bed.
Or seats or
For
what?
stepping on the seats.
But you don't let them see you.
Well, it's a really small Java, you know.
I guess there's not much you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
Oh man, so but anything for the shot, hi. It's like
Yeah, you know.
you're like
Yeah.
surely.
We
surely
we can take out the food now.
How has Instagram affected or shaped your work?
Instagram helps with trends, so you understand trends. What people are shooting outside your walls, like outside Kenya at least.
Okay.
So it helps you grow quite a bit, and then it connects you with quite a few people.
Yeah.
So you can at least interact and know what other people are doing
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Because our creative scene is a bit tight. A lot of people are also shooting the same thing, so you're a bit edgy.
Right.
So Instagram has been like a large factor in,
Right.
yeah, and also people knowing who you are.
Marketing
yeah,
yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I read that Instagram was started as a means to allow people who aren't photographers
Yeah.
to feel what it's like to be a photographer.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people don't know how to edit, and it's like Photoshop and like all that. What's the other one? It's,
Lightroom.
Lightroom.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know all those things. So that's why they had the filters
Yeah.
to try and make your photo seem a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I guess essentially what I'm saying is that it bred a lot of photographers,
Yeah.
rookies.
It has.
Who I don't need this DSLR
Yeah.
to be able to get my phone, which I don't have on me right now, but like I can capture.
Yeah.
So have you found that there's been competition in that sense, that it's harder to stand out because there's all these people with a decent phone
Yeah.
and a good backdrop, and they're able to capture these moments?
Healthy competition one, and then a lot of wannabe competition, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the other problem, you know.
So which one am I? Don't answer.
Yeah, I played the fifth, you know.
It's okay. It's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'll still whip out my phone and
Yeah.
try and capture this. But what I do know though is that ultimately there's a difference between someone who just happens to have a tool, whether it's a DSLR or a phone, and
Yeah.
captured a shot, and a true photographer, because you see it in the way that they dive into their work and they take their time, and like they'll place things perfectly and stage things, and it's almost like you lose yourself. It's like I'm no longer even here. You're being kicked out of Java
Yeah.
because of this. All right. So any last tips for budding photographers who want to step into this world and are wondering, how do I do it? What do I focus on? And it could even be like tips on tools of the trade. Like what would you advise someone to get as a first camera?
As a first camera, first is your budget. Second, second you
I
need
like
to
that.
know what you're going to shoot, you know.
Okay.
You can't just buy a camera it has to serve different purposes.
Yeah.
Like you see with this, I can shoot sports, I can shoot portraits, I can shoot food, so if you're buying a camera, you need to understand what exactly you're going to shoot.
Okay.
Research on what you're going to shoot.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know if the camera you're buying will serve the purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you just have to take the step.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
The risk is huge.
Yeah.
But it pays off for them.
Right,
You know?
because it's not cheap.
It's not.
These
It
cameras
really
aren't
isn't,
cheap.
yeah.
But I like what you said. Just start with your budget.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting to get these 300,000 shilling lenses
Just
or whatever.
buy- yeah.
Just start with your budget.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, and how can people find you on Instagram if you want to check you out?
My Instagram is _Akala.
Akala.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.